and what they do on the skin. But chemical peel really talks about the effect that it has on the skin. So when you're talking to your clients, are you really educating them on what the chemical peel service is? What is it going to do in the skin? Okay. So it's really important that you educate yourself and educate your clients on how to do that. It's really the effect. The peel is really the effect that it has on the skin. It's going to cause, in some cases, some light flaking, as well as many of you know. Our BHAs are really going to have more of a frost. They're going to self-neutralize, and then of course you have other deeper peels that are actually going to cause the skin to peel and to shed in sheets. And if you haven't tried different depths of peels, I encourage you to, put yourself on a regimen for a period of time and really see what happens when a chemical peel service is delivered. There's levels to this thing, and it's really important that we know that and we really educate our clients about that. People come in, they want to peel because of something they read in a magazine or something that they heard about from a friend, but their friend's skin and their skin, two totally different things. And then when you actually do the peel and the skin is irritated, because that's essentially what a peel is. I think one of the best ways a peel is described to me is a controlled wound. You are wounding the skin, depending on the depth of the peel, to cause a reaction in the skin, a healing reaction in the skin, to proliferate cell turnover, to get new cells to produce. But then if the client goes home with no home care, or we don't use the right things after the peel on the skin, then you've really defeated the purpose of doing so. So again, I want to be very clear on what a chemical peel service is. It is a controlled wound on the skin to proliferate cell turnover. It causes a wound at the between the epidermis and the dermis at that basal layer, and it kicks the skin into overdrive to produce new cells. Okay, that is basic foundation of Peels 101. If you've never heard that before in any of your education or in a peel class, you need to get your life and get into a peel class. Okay, it's really, really important that you understand what these chemicals and products are doing in the skin. Okay, why do you use it? Why do you use certain types of chemical peels? Our BHA, which is salicylic acid, most commonly used in terms of a peel, really is designed to work in the epidermal layer of the skin. Okay, when we talk about enzymes, they're really designed to work on top of the skin at the surface layer. Enzymes happen naturally. This is one of the ways I explain it to clients. Enzymes occur naturally in the body and typically come, yes, skin color is definitely a factor, and I want to get to that, definitely, and that's a great question. We'll get to that towards the end, but that's definitely a major factor in how you build the skin's tolerance to chemical peels. And what I like to do is kind of give you 3 scenarios, and let's talk about what you would do or wouldn't do, and then I'll give you my perspective on what I would do. Okay, so how's that? So products that are designed to really work on the epidermal layer, the top layer of the skin, are really designed to get rid of any keratinized cells. When we talk about enzymes, yes, this will be saved, and I will repost this to my Facebook page. So it'll be around more than 24 hours, and I'm going to try to post it to my website too. So thanks for that. I'll definitely make sure I do that to the Facebook page, and that would be on Skin Biz Supply, SKINBIZ. So when we talk about enzymes, we're talking about, again, products that are really designed to digest and eat away at things that we need to break down. And I'm sure if you're doing facials and skincare, there's some things on the surface of the skin for especially new clients that need to be broken down and taken away. Okay, show of hearts, how many of you have had that client where you do 1 cleanse and 2 cleanses and 3 cleanses, and the sponges are still full of makeup and debris, and it's just like, am I ever going to get the skin clean? I just couldn't imagine going in with a peel on that skin. The skin has to be clean and has to be in good condition before I can really provide it with any correction. Okay, so again, enzymes occur naturally in the body. They serve to break things down, break down food, break down whatever we intake, and it has a similar effect on the skin. Okay, block party, good Lord. Wow. So anyway, Hopefully we won't get too many of these more of these distractions here. So again, you want to make sure you're breaking down anything that's not wanted on the skin and make sure the skin is in great condition before you really get into peel treatments. Salicylic acid, again, designed to work in the epidermal layer, designed to control oil, really is helpful in, yes, it's a block party, block party over here, definitely. So you want to make sure that, you're using salicylic acid on someone. Why would you use it? Why would you use salicylic acid on someone? Okay, any ideas out there? Give me some comments. Why would you use salicylic? What kind of conditions need to be present on the skin for you to grab salicylic acid? Oil, acne, absolutely, absolutely. So there's no point in doing a salicylic acid peel for someone who's coming in for anti-aging. Match the peel to the surface. Exactly, it is drying. Oil drying, okay, it's designed to do exactly that. Okay, so great. I'm so glad that you all are on the same page. So as with anything, you have first things first. You want to make sure that you're performing a thorough skin analysis with that client. Of course, that includes your marketing. Make sure you get a phone number, an email address. You want to be able to check in on that client if they decide to pursue peel services. That definitely includes, what type of medications they're taking. I mean, you all are familiar with intake forms. And make sure you're doing that on a fairly consistent basis, especially for your peel clients. For those who come in once a month for a conditioning facial, you want to have something on file to acknowledge, because it could happen with any type of chemical on the skin. But peels, my recommendation in the consultation form that I use definitely includes a signature line for each time they get a peel, because I may have to choose something different each time I do the service. So it's really important for me to make sure they sign every time they come in. It seems a little excessive, but it gives me that opportunity to have a conversation with them and to say, hey, we're going to take this to the next level this time. Or next time I'm going to need you to come in a little bit later in the day because I don't want you to be outside in the elements with this sort of peel product. One of the conversations that came up on the call on Tuesday was, some people choose to peel year round. Some people don't. It's not a philosophy that I agree with. We're getting into the warmer season, summer months, and it's really important to pull back on the actual chemical peels and do more of your enzymes and conditioning and skin building activities to the skin so that you don't cause any long-term unwanted damage. So that's my 2 cents on like peel seasons and things like that. First of all, and then the second after you do the skin analysis, so that's the first. The second thing you want to do after that, you want to find out what the client's concern is, because you want to see exactly where they are with this. Thank you. Clients are hard-headed. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you for that comment. They want what they want, but they don't want to do what they need to do to achieve it, and they want you to give them a little magic potion in a jar and say, take this home and use it. And I'm going to give it to you. Take this home, use it, and then come back and show me what happened. And that's just not going to happen. That's just not it. So either they're committed to the peel service or they're not. And the skin analysis and consultation will tell you a lot about that. One of my basic staples is a consultation facial. It's a 1-hour service, half consultation, half facial. It gives me an opportunity to talk with them about their goals, their lifestyle. I do get a little bit into ethnicity because it can definitely make a difference with skin color. When people know what their backgrounds are, because sometimes people don't know, quite frankly, they know what their mother and father told them. Not everybody knows, full genealogy. I happen to know that people look at me and they think, okay, black girl. That's just what they see. But people don't know that my grandfather was half French, half Native American, and my grandmother was definitely, we know for sure Native American. We don't know if that was Black and Native American. We just know that one side was definitely Native American. And even on my father's side, there's Indian ancestry with the surname of Benham. Who knew? So I happen to know a little bit about my background and history, and early on in my career, I tried it all. I tried glycolic peels, and I have some hypopigmented spots on my face because it wasn't what was appropriate for my skin. My skin hypo, I have, again, just very few. I see them, I know they're there. I typically wear a little, tint or concealer to minimize any appearances, but it was a bit much for my skin because of my European ancestry on the French side, and I can validate that. So again, when clients know what it is that their background, their history, it can help you. But there are certainly indications when you look at the skin and you know exactly. The Fitzpatrick scale will help you, will definitely give you a gauge and gives you a basis and a foundation on how to move forward with that that client, so that you know how to treat that skin. If it's a fair skin person, that you may see more freckles or sunspots, that is melanocyte activity. It's not just dark spots from breakouts or acne. So you know that there's some melanin content that you will have to consider when you go about doing any sort of correction for them. Find out what the client's concern is. And then also, once you complete that, I mean, most of the time people say, I want to get rid of the dark spots. Well, what's causing the dark spots? Is it melasma? Is it breakout from picking? You had an instructor tell me that was too dark to burn. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So here's what I say to that. I mean, let me write this down. I'm going to take a little side note and come back because I got good notes tonight. People say that darker skin has a natural SPF. And I dispute this with my knowledge every single time. All right. Now, relative to, my skin, Stephanie's skin, what do you consider to be skin of color? What do you consider to be dark? We're both